Lara Croft: Tomb Raider is a 2001 action-adventure film directed by Simon West, based on the popular video game franchise Tomb Raider. The film stars Angelina Jolie as the iconic character Lara Croft, a wealthy and skilled archaeologist who embarks on a dangerous quest to find ancient artifacts.
Adventurer Lara Croft defeats a robot in an Egyptian tomb, revealed to be a training exercise arena in her family manor, where she lives with her technical assistant Bryce and butler Hillary.
Not live rounds, Lara. It's in real pain right now. This is a major remodel, you know. This is a disaster.
Was it programmed to stop before it took my head off?
Ah, well, that would be a, no. But you said make it more challenging, so.
Hence the live fire.
In Venice, as the first phase of a planetary alignment begins, the Illuminati searches for a key to rejoin halves of a mysterious artifact, the Triangle, which must be completed by the final phase, a solar eclipse. Manfred Paul assures the Campbell that the artifact is almost ready, but has no real idea of its location. Lara's father, long missing and presumed dead, appears to her in a dream. Lara awakens to a mysterious ticking and finds a strange clock hidden inside the manor. On her way to consult a friend of her father's, Wilson, Lara cross paths with Alex West, an American associate and fellow adventurer. Lara shows Wilson the clock and he puts her in touch with Powell. Lara shows Powell photographs of the clock, which he claims not to recognize.
You said you were a lawyer?
Yes.
And the study of clocks is a hobby?
This is an obsession. Really my speciality. My practice centers around antiquities. But the origin of this clock completely eludes me.
That night, armed commandos invade the house and steal the clock, bringing it to Powell. The next morning, a prearranged letter from Lara's father arrives, explaining that the clock is the key to retrieving the halves of the Triangle of Light, an ancient object with the power to control time.
My darling daughter, I knew you'd figure this out. If you're reading this letter, I am no longer with you, and I miss you, and love you always and forever. It also means I have failed, and must place an awful burden on your shoulders. Lara, by now I am sure you will have discovered the clock I concealed. The clock is the key, Lara.
He continues explaining that the misuse of its power destroyed an entire city. The triangle was separated. One half was hidden in a tomb at Angkor, Cambodia, and the other in the ruined city located at Yukok Plateau, Serbia. Her father tasked her to find and destroy both pieces before the Illuminati can exploit the triangle's power. In Cambodia, Lara finds Powell, who hired West and his commandos already at the temple. West solves part of the temple's puzzle, and Powell prepares to insert the clock at the moment of alignment. Lara, realizing they made a mistake, reveals herself to them.
You're making a big mistake!
41, 40, 39,
Alex West.
38, hey Laura, 37.
Tourist visa?
No, I'm working.
Lady Croft, tell me, is there a good reason why I just kept you alive?
Yes. That is not the true I.
This is the true I.
It's not, actually.
With only seconds left, Lara persuades Powell to throw her the clock. She unlocks the first piece of the triangle, and the statues of the temple come to life and attack the intruders. West, Powell, and his remaining men flee with the clock, leaving Lara to defeat an enormous six-armed guardian statue. She escapes with the first piece. Recovering at a Buddhist monastery, she gives Paul a call.
Listen, my dear, without each other, we are quite useless at this point. We should reevaluate our positions. Like it or not, you and I are in business together. We should have a business meeting.
You mean you'd love to have another opportunity to try and kill me?
Oh, that's harsh. But perhaps. Wait and see. Come to Venice, Via Dolorosa.
Wonderful. Bye then.
In Venice, Paul proposes a partnership to find the triangle and informs Lara that her father was a member of the Illuminati and offers to use the triangle's power to resurrect him. Though reluctant, she agrees to join forces. Lara and Bryce travel with Paul, West, and the leaders of the Illuminati to Serbia. Entering the tomb, they discovered a giant orrery, which activates as the alignment nears completion. Lara retrieves the second half of the triangle, and Paul kills the Illuminati's leader to restore the triangle himself. But the halves will not fuse.
Not quite what you hoped for, Mr. Powell.
Oh, Lara. I have a gut instinct about this. After all, you are the daughter of a genius. Let me test my theory.
Realizing Lara knows the solution, Powell kills West to persuade her to complete the triangle to restore West and her father's lives. Lara complies, revealing that the triangle was missing a piece from the clock, but as soon as it emerged, Lara sees the triangle for herself. In a crossing of time, Lara faces her father, who urges her to destroy the triangle for the greater good, rather than save his life.
Why can't you stay?
We can't change time.
But time was stolen from us. And it's not fair.
No, it's not fair. But you have stolen time itself, and you must give it back. You must destroy the triangle.
Returning to the tomb, Lara manipulates time to save Wes and stabs Powell, and destroys the triangle. The tomb begins to collapse, and all flee but the wounded Powell, who reveals to Lara that he murdered her father. After a hand-to-hand fight, she kills Powell, retrieving her father's pocket watch and escaping the tomb. Back in the manor, Lara visits her father's memorial and returns to find Bryce and Hillary awaiting her.
What?
Lara Croft Tomb Raider explores themes of destiny, legacy, and the ethical responsibility that comes with power. At its core, the film is about Lara's personal journey, coming to terms with the loss of her father and realizing that some things, like time, are beyond human control. The film also celebrates female empowerment through Lara's character, portraying her as a capable, intelligent, and strong woman who can go toe-to-toe with any adversary, both physically and intellectually. 接下来我们揭晓今天的学习内容。The phrase completely eludes me means that something is difficult to understand, grasp, or remember. It suggests that despite efforts to comprehend or recall something, it remains out of reach or confusing. For example, no matter how many times I study this math problem, the solution completely eludes me. The phrase must place an awful burden on your shoulder is used to express empathy or understanding towards someone who is carrying a heavy responsibility or going through a difficult time. It suggests that the person is under significant stress or pressure due to the weight of their responsibilities, decisions, or circumstances. For example, caring for a sickly member while managing your job must place an awful burden on your shoulder. And that's it for this episode of Cinephile. You can find more on the Funday website. Let's make every day a fun day.
Lady Croft, how are you?
Alive.
And kicking, I hope.
And you?
Superlative.
Of course, I digress. You have my half of the triangle.
And you have my father's clock.
Listen, my dear, without each other, we are quite useless at this point.